okay. One is cut.
But here they are. Here they are. Then I'm gonna start asking you the questions. So that's that's
All
that's
right.
that's
Hi
all.
guys. Good morning.
All right, good. So yeah, let's get to it. So you are the creator of Style by Msomi. And I'm wearing
Yes,
Style by Msomi
sir.
right now. Yeah, I made your mask,
Yes,
my guy.
sir.
Um, so just share with everyone, how did you start Style by Msomi? How did you pick the name? What made you become a fashion designer, my guy?
All right, all right, all right. So the story begins in 2017, November. I've always been enthusiastic about fashion and wanting to just create something of my own. I had a friend at the time, we were talking about starting a brand together. He had more experience with regards to the actual work needed, where you buy material, where you get it sewn, and helped me create my first garment, which was a jacket, a white leather jacket with another material called triacetate or Trimac, as you may know it. So I then launched that. I marketed the picture, got good feedback, and then decided to give give it a shot. And then how I came up with the name, I just wanted people to know that it's me who is doing this. I tried coming up with like commercial names, like just a normal name, Boma Desire Peace or something like that, or just a name that had nothing to do with me. And I saw that if it's my brand, I'd like it to reflect me as well in the name. So my surname is Msomi, Nomdai, Hongosho. So I then included that in my name as well, and figured that this is an offering from me. The brand is an offering for me. It's style by Msomi, and
All
that
right,
is
cool.
how I came about the name.
Oh, that's cool. I actually remember you posting that you all of a sudden are a fashion designer. I'm like, how? No papa. All of a sudden he thinks he can make clothes now, eh? But that was very cool.
Yeah.
But let's go back to your matric year. When you were in matric, what actually was your plan about after
All
school?
right. So I had no plan.
I remember. That's why I wanted you to say it.
uh, I had no plan. Honestly speaking, I knew the qualities which I had, which was that I liked people. I felt like I was intuitive, and yeah. So, but in terms of career, the only background I had was that I need to do something professional and that had a high status in society.
Hmm.
Boma engineering, Boma medicine, those
Yeah,
kind of things. So I then applied for those courses, and then I didn't get in.
I know.
Um, I didn't get in anyway. I didn't get in anyway. That was the most stressful time of my life at that age. Like you don't know what to do, where to go. You've been rejected in all your applications.
Hmm.
So I then spoke to my older siblings, Paula, and then
Hmm.
she has a friend Victor. And then they advised me, and UJ had this thing which is called late application. So after the application process and everyone has gotten their feedback and you've gotten your matric results, late application basically reflects what courses your matric results, which are now currently out, will get you into. I then applied, and then engineering was also still available again, funny enough.
Hmm.
So I got accepted into metallurgical engineering, which is basically the study of minerals and extract. Mine specifically was extracting those minerals. So the chemical processes involved in um, separating the minerals so that you can extract gold, copper, and what have you. Okay, so fine, happy chap. Okay, I have I'm in varsity now. I'm in varsity. That was the main
Hmm.
goal growing up
You had
to
a whole
get into.
apartment, my guy. All those Instagram pictures.
Eh?
I'm saying you had your own apartment and everything.
yeah. The life,
Ah,
student life. So I was very excited. I began my first year. I matriculated in 2016. So I began my first year in 2017. But I was in the extended program. So instead of 3 years, my program was 4 years. So the first year was basically like it's like a bridging course, kind of, to get you prepared for the mainstream or main course. So I passed that year well. Second year, started facing challenges, but then still passed. And then towards the end of my second year, I was involved in a stabbing, so I was hospitalized for some time. So now, which was August of second year. So I come out of hospital. We in second semester, term three. There's a lot of work. We are approaching final year exams, and your boy is just seeing lanes because now I have to catch up all this work. I'm feeling depressed, unmotivated. So yeah, but I just tried to push through. So then the third year in UJ was me still carrying over my second year modules that I'm still trying to finish off. Some have failed, so I still need to redo those. And eventually, what happened was that I got what you call an F7. An
mm,
F7 is when you fail to a point where the school excludes you and kicks you out. So then I
mm,
got kicked out of UK in the year 20 last year actually 2019. All right, what do I do now? But one thing which was consistent throughout those 3 years was my clothing line. And a friend of mine brought this to my attention that you actually, what did he say? He said, you're passionate about the mpahlas.
mm.
I'm like, wow, okay, this man actually has a point. Because through all my adversity, what kept me going was I would always run around processing orders, creating new clothes, processing orders, going to town because my campus was in Doornfontein, so it's very close to Joburg CBD, where I buy the material. So I would spend most of my time just running my business, and I realized that that is what I was passionate most about. And through everything in life, I knew that that's one thing I would always be consistent in. So being excluded in UJ was a blessing in disguise for me, as much disappointments and hurts it might have brought to myself and my family. It was a blessing in disguise because it then directed me to the path I'm on now,
Mm.
which is fashion design.
All right.
And then
Let me interrupt you. I, th-
yes.
I think for the most part, you at least show what happens when you are able to do more than one thing. Then you're able to fall back on something, which is a very important thing. We easily forget that if we put all our eggs in one basket and then the basket messed up, we're kind of stuck. And that F7 could have really left you depressed to a point where we will talk about you in past tense. But it was because you had something that you could fall back to. And that was always cool when I knew that, yeah, it didn't go well at UJ. Um, but it's also a sign that, if you don't have friends and family around you who you let into your life, people can't
Mm.
tell you that you are gonna be fine. If
They
you had
can't
kept
show
all
you
that stuff,
what you're good in. Um,
exactly.
yeah, I'm just
Mm,
adding on to your point that yeah, being genuine to the people around you is crucial, because letting them into your space and your feelings and who you are is crucial, because in your moments of adversity or moments of where you are low, they see a bigger picture you might not see, because you are now stuck with what you see in front of you, which is failure. So you're right, it's good to have people of substance around you who can point out the good qualities in you, which you can use to still further yourself and push yourself through life.
okay, so now let's talk about your business. In these times, do you find running a business easy or difficult? What would you say?
Um, for me, I would say I find it easy,
Mm,
um, which I don't know, it might be a shocker or something, because we're supposed to be most global companies and businesses are losing billions and are shutting down stores. But for me, I saw it as an opportunity, because um, I'm more online based. So the reasons I found it easier is because I've had more time to focus on the business. So that's why I found it slightly easier.
mm. And what's the future for StyleByMsomi? Where do you want to see this thing grow?
Okay, so the future for StyleByMsomi, as I mentioned, I'm more online based, so it's to further explore the digital space, set up an online store, and as a brand, as a clothing brand, I'd like to also be more commercial in a sense, because I am a designer brand, but I feel I don't want to be limited to bespoke garments. Bespoke garments is special handmade designer wear, which takes long to make and all of that jazz. So I wanna give people some unique stuff to wear, but that a lot of people have access to, if
Mm,
you get what I mean. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the future for Style So to make a variety, to have more variety of clothing. So currently what I sell mostly is male jackets or unisex garments, such as jackets and trousers. So the future for Samsung is to also have leisure or athleisure wear, which is like your tracksuits, but nice look, designer looking tracksuits, which we can sell more and have a bigger market share.
All right. So what advice then would you give a young person who says, I would also want to become a business person, I want to start a business? From your experience, what are, let's say, 2 or 3 tips you want to give them?
The biggest and most important tip is that you need to just start. A friend of mine, when I was still brainstorming the name and what I want to do, he gave me this advice and said, you need to just start. Start the online page, even if you don't have any pictures to post. The name is out there. You need to start gaining traction and start moving, because you can only come up with solutions to challenges you'll face once you face them. But if everything you stuck in your head, you're not really facing anything. So the
Mm.
biggest advice I would give a young entrepreneur is that they need to just start.
Yeah, and I think that thing of going online and securing your name is something that people don't do enough of. Because, for instance, if one day you come up with this dope name and then you go on Instagram and somebody owns it, either you have to change the name or have a weird handle which no one can really remember, or you're gonna have to buy that person out and ask for their handle, which is what a lot of businesses have to do. So often the best thing to do, if you've come up with this whack name that you think is gonna be crazy for people, just go Instagram, start it. And then don't then maybe just put a picture holder there so Instagram doesn't delete your account and that they don't think you're a bot. But like stuff like that. Even with websites, the .co.za or .orgs, you must check. Is my
Mm,
name out there? And if it's not, how do I own it?
exactly. Because the next step is to now register your name, register your brand in your company. And we see this as a task, or most young people see this as a task, which is, so hard, but it actually isn't. It's a matter of just filling out documents, submitting, paying, and you're done.
Cool. Then, as Lwandile, what are you doing to improve your business skills,
Mm.
um, so that you can actually manage your business better? What are you doing?
Okay, so there's an African proverb or Zulu proverb which says indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili. In translation, the path you want to follow, you should ask people who have already been on that path. So what I am doing, I spend a lot of time investing in following brands which inspire me, um, business people which inspire me, just to learn how they move and how they get things done right. Another thing I do is read business novels which are related to my industry, because there's also a saying that a leader is a reader, and for me, that I've seen it work. I've learned a lot from these novels, how to solve problems like invoices, managing people, and as a business owner, you need to also be able to advance skills which you don't have. So I've also been blessed to be enrolled in LISOF, which is a fashion design school. And I think that is the biggest investment I make into better my business skills.
Hmm, that's good. Does anyone have questions? Okay, just wait. Mobile had a hand. Yeah. All right. So there's two questions, and I think they're in a way linked. So maybe start with, in terms of getting capital, tell them how
Mm.
you got capital, but in general, how does one try and get capital for their business? And then just talk about in registering your company, how much, things like that. Okay.
Okay. With regards to startup capital, specifically with my story, I was a UJ student who got a monthly allowance to basically buy groceries and just stay afloat, to stay alive. So that's what I used to fund my company. Um, but to the next entrepreneur, if any form of capital, you need to save, because evidently it has to come from you, and you just need to look at what how you can make it. You can also start doing other jobs and save that money, or wash do chores and negotiate to get paid for those chores. But the crux of the matter is that at the end of the day, no one will do it for you. You need to look at what you have and make the best from that. And then with regards to registration, to register your name or brand is like 250. That's just to secure the name. But then there's other processes where the system checks if that name isn't already out there. If you would like to make a trademark, is not already out there, and that's also another additional, you know, 200 rand. You could also, there's companies which register your name for you, and then they charge up to, I think, 1,000 rand to cover your logo, your trademark, as well as your name. So that's how you can go about that. You can also just research, because these prices also fluctuate all the time. So you could also just research how much it is at CIPC, to register your company name
All
and
right.
logo.
Cool. One more question. Yeah. I'll repeat it. It's fine. Mhm. So you're saying after you've registered, when do you business tax? Okay. So in terms of after you registered your company name, just explain the whole tax process. Are you paying tax? How is it explained to you as a small business?
Okay, with regards to tax, you get a tax number. Um, to be honest with me, I also don't really know how that works because on my documents it says that I have a tax number. So I don't know. I haven't really seen anything with regards to SARS or what's going on there. So I don't know. Maybe you could advise us, see here.
Hmm. So my understanding is your company has to make a certain amount of money before the taxman will come knock on your door and say you owe us. So the important thing is when you already start your business, make sure you have a paper trail. And you remember when I got the last order with you, I said you need to find a good way of invoicing people
Mm,
that also keeps a good record for yourself. Because then the day that they believe you owe them money, you're able to either prove you don't because you haven't reached the threshold, or
mm,
you're able to pay afterwards. So, for
mm,
instance, with a private practice with myself or my wife, you spend a whole year getting all your clients, and then when it's tax season, when you do your taxes, they calculate how much you owe them. So you actually in your business you put money aside, theorizing how much the taxman will want eventually. And then usually then you pay your tax, and then they'll give you a refund if you've overpaid or underpaid. But in the beginning, try keep records. But if your business hits a specific threshold, it doesn't matter. And it gets a little bit more complicated if you have another salary, because when you have a normal job, your payee takes money off your profile, but because your bank account keeps getting other money, your personal tax might be very high, and then you then need to come and say that was from my business, and then they give you a refund. Okay, but we will have someone who will call in for that part. But thanks,
yeah.
Mr. Msomi. That
All
was
right.
cool. So what I think will happen, Lwandile, is if other people ask other questions, because there'll be other classes that I will tell them to listen to this recording. We'll have another Zoom call, but with just those learners, okay? Because I know in other
All right.
classes that some people want to be fashionistas and start their brand, so we might have to have deeper conversations, okay? But thanks a lot, my guy.
Always a pleasure. Keep well, keep safe.
All right, thanks, bro.
Okay, cheers.